by the goalkeeper. And she finished it! Hello guys, welcome to our final games of this Super Sunday. We have had, what has it been, 4 Cosmopolitan League games so far today. We've got another 3 on Facebook. Jacob is going to be airing the Shamrock Division 1 battle to secure the title. That's going to be on Game of Frame Facebook. And ourselves, we have got the Ukrainians facing off against Desportiva and the reserves in particular. Very exciting game. The reserves, they're second in the table with a game in hand Borgetto. If the reserves can win that game, they're going to leapfrog over Borgetto and take that top spot, which will take them to the championship game automatically. Meanwhile, Desportiva are sitting just outside the top 3. They need to get into that 3rd place spot if they're going to be in the playoff to get to that championship game. So both teams must win, really, from that perspective. I mean, Ukrainians will have a playoff regardless, but they want that automatic game, and Desportiva want to win to get that automatic slot. And so, guys, without further ado, let's have a look at our Ukrainian starting squad. And the Ukrainians are coached by Billy Koglanez. And their assistant coach is Izzy, the one and only Izzy. And the team manager is Steve Kovalenko, who is an absolute legend in the game. Izzy was telling me a bit about it, and I'm going to talk more about that later. We have in goal, number 1, Lukas Stankowski. We have the skipper, number 3, Jay Maliniak, who will be starting at left back. We have number 4, Adam, who's going to be at centre back. Number 8, Kozietek, who's going to be at centre back alongside Adam. We have the striker, Toliski, who's going to be leading the line tonight. We have number 10, Eric Jamilo Martinez, who's going to start on the bench. Number 11, Dimitri Jacobs, the winger. We have number 12, Alex Draper, the Englishman. Number 13, Carl Kiefer, who's going to start in the defensive midfield position. We have number 15, Yaremchuk, who's going to start on the wing. Number 16, NAZAR ZARICHNYY, who is going to be starting on the bench. We have number 17, John Salazar, who's going to be on the other wing. Number 18, FARID BAGHERI, who's going to be in that defensive midfield position. We have number 22, Akeem Phipps, the vice captain, Marco Pekovic, and a big thank you to Marco for all the help organising this live stream, along with Izzy and the Ukrainian management. And he's going to be starting attacking midfield. And finally, we have at right back, FREDIE Lagos. And there is our Ukrainian reserves lineup, second in the table right now. They must win if they want to take that automatic spot. And we are taking you right into kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. Also. Towards Pekovic, who's looking to feed in Bagram behind there. And it's in the box early, and Pekovic was sniffing around that. And as I said, our starting lineup for the Ukrainians, we've got Stankowski in goal, of course. Centre back, we've got Adam and Kozietek. Left back, Maliniak. The right back, we've got Lagos. In the centre midfield, sitting together is Keith and Bagheri. In the attacking midfield position is Petrovic. On the left wing, we've got Yaremchuk. Right wing, Salazar, and centre forward Toliski. And there is Toliski giving it out to Keith. And Keith is looking to give it to his right winger. Couldn't find him. And that's a nice little spin there by Desportiva. And a free kick is going to be called for that one. And mercifully for these players, the temperature has dropped a lot. It was an absolute scorcher for that Sanzak game out on this field. And if you saw that, this is the first team game in particular, you saw what an incredible game. Sanzak 1-0 down, had to win to get a promotion playoff spot. And they came back from 1-0 down to win 3-1. And an absolutely spectacular goal by Messi Sekic equalised it. And that one we'll be watching back for a long time. Now it's sent over time. You can see we've got quite a crowd behind us. There's a tournament and there's an early chance for Desportiva. Adam was alert to that one. And there's Yaremchuk. And looking over the top again, Desportiva. Kozietek just clearing that one out. And the last time we saw the Ukrainian reserves, it was against Sanzak, and that was actually the only points they've dropped all season, the Ukrainian reserves. It was 1-1 that game. They are unbeaten, having won 8, drawn 1, and Borgetto had just moved ahead of the Ukrainians, had themselves 1-8, drawn 2. So very little. Oh, sorry, Borgetto lost 1, and then they must have won all the rest. So very little to choose between the teams, but it's the Ukrainians, if they can get that win, they will be top of the table and they go directly to the championship game. Desportiva, 4th place. They need to get into 3rd. If they're going to play the playoff, that would get them into that championship game themselves. And Salazar, clever little flick out to Petrovic. He's got Toliski in the middle, back into Salazar. Salazar is going to have a strike, and he caught that one decently. Over the bar in the end. That goal kick wasn't quite hit right, and it's gone out. And Adam Maliniak, the captain of Ukraine, will toss this one back in. Petrovic. Going to was looking for a Yaremchuk, couldn't find him. Another Ukrainian throw-in though. Back to Adam. They're going to Lagos, and Lagos is looking in for Toliski. And that one's sent long. Adam putting some good pressure on, and Keith got a foot in it, but it's fallen to a Desportiva player. Cuts back. Bagheri got back and got a foot in it, but back with Desportiva again. And Lagos was looking for Toliski, and he found him. Toliski wriggled around the first tackle, but the second defender coming in there. That's a nice give and go there from Desportiva, and they're coming forwards. And he's ridden that tackle, and he's still going. Just one option in there for him right now. Get a little bit behind him, played back. Playing centre midfielder, who's going to have a shot. And didn't catch enough power behind it. Starkowski sending that one long. Toliski just got accidentally stepped on in the aftermath of that tackle. Good header back by Lagos to Koziatek. But Koziatek again. And Bagheri. Just looking for direct for Toliski, but not able to find him. They're looking over the top, Desportiva, and Starkowski's going to have to be off his line, and the striker got the first touch there, and Starkowski, a little lucky, that touch went directly into him and gathered it in the end. Brought down very nicely there by Salazar into Bagheri. Back to Salazar again. Bagheri into Keith. And Lagos just a little bit loose. That's going to go back to Koziatek. And Adam put in a little bit of trouble with that pass, and couldn't find a red and black shirt. Keith giving out to Toliski. Well, that's Salazar even. There's Toliski, and Toliski was a little bit late in that tackle, and he's going to get a warning for that one. And early in the game, so the referee not looking to brandish the yellow cards just yet. And it's coming. Miliniak into Pekovic, who dummied it, and it's back again with Desportiva. Good tackle there by Bagheri. Nice flick by Keith, and well worked out there by the Ukrainians. Miliniak lets it run for Yaremchuk. And Miliniak, who loves to attack, is coming forwards there, and he's giving it back to Yaremchuk. Yaremchuk coming into the box, keeper coming out. He's lifted over him, and it's headed off the line, I think, in the end there by the centre-back. Excellent work down the left side between Miliniak and Yaremchuk. And Petkovic tries to face goal, and he's going to have a strike, Petkovic. And didn't catch it too badly there, just a little bit high and wide. He gives them a lot of threat. Petkovic in that attacking midfield position behind Toliski. And the past games we've seen in the Ukrainian reserves, those two in particular have always combined well to cause trouble for defences. Ukrainians there, swarming bodies around, but Desportiva doing well to come away with that. Keith read it, though, and continues to go back to Stankowski. Stankowski giving it out to Koziatek. And Bagheri to Pekovic, and it's a good ball out to Salazar, who just couldn't bring it down under a spell. It's going to go out for a Desportiva throw-in. And it's route one there by Desportiva. Maliniak gets there on net, and Starkaski, plenty of time on that, gives it out to Adam. Bagheri just plays foot through that one. Back with Desportiva again. About 15 minutes gone in this first half. Been an even affair, and a free kick actually given there, much to Ukraine's relief, on Adam, because that was a 4-on-3 there for a second for the Ukrainians. Sorry, for Desportiva. And guys, I mentioned the team manager of Ukraine, Steve Kovalenko, team manager alongside Izzy, and Steve, absolute legend in the game. Played for the New York Ukrainians back in the 60s and won the equivalent of the US Open Cup. He's in the Eastern Conference Hall of Fame, and now central to the New York Ukrainians, now the veteran. But incredible to have someone of that achievement and repute running a club like this. And they're growing quickly, the Ukrainians. They've just moved their clubhouse into Greenpoint, which is where I'm happy enough to live as well. And I'm very excited to see what they do with that new clubhouse. From the little I've heard, it sounds like very exciting plans. Salazar doing well just to get between the gap. Toliski looking back for Salazar, who gives it to Pekovic. Pekovic looking in behind for Yaremchuk. Fullback was alert to it. Cleared it out. And it's amazing what the sun going in can do. It was so hot here, 90 degrees when the sun was out in the afternoon, and it's now dropped to a very comfortable 70. Still a little bit of humidity in the air. It was a huge challenge for all the teams we streamed earlier. Now one's been headed out, and it's going to go out for a throw-in right by the corner flag for the Ukrainians. Maliniak will throw this one in into Pekovic, who does well there to turn, and it's bouncing around Salazar, who just couldn't get his bearings with the ball. Turned one way then the other, and it just wouldn't quite sit in front of him for that volley. And Adam giving that back to Stankowski. Out to Lagos. And that was not the best of the passes. It's back with Desportiva, who the games that we've seen of them have been more of a counter-attacking side, but they certainly had that threat in the counter. And that ball is going to go out for a Ukrainian throw. And Salazar giving it into Kozietek out to Adam. And back to Kozietek. Bringing the ball out, the number 8 on the centre back. He's looking for Taliski. But they just weren't quite on the same wavelength. He couldn't find the channel. And well read there by Yaremchuk, but his first touch took it back to the Desportiva players. Good pressure by Yaremchuk though to win that one back. And he did well there, running 2 tackles on Keith. Back to Adam. Adam to Mliniak, and Mliniak switching that across to Kozietek. He's going to have to stretch for that. He didn't manage to get on it first. And Bagheri, good ball out to Salazar. He's got a bit of space to move forwards into. He's got Taliski and Petrovic in the middle. Ball's cleared out. It's going to fall back to Keith, and Keith's going to strike it, and he hits it low. It's gone a couple of feet wide. Salazar has looked the most dangerous so far for the Ukrainians out on that right side. Petkovic. Look at that one, back with Mliniak. It wasn't the right pass and gone out for a throw. Adam heading that one out. Reading that throw in by the pass over hit, and just a little sloppy from both teams at the moment. Back with Bagheri. Can he find a better product? And that's the better looking ball for Taliski, and Taliski's running onto that. Keeper just coming out ahead of him. Good look by Bagheri. Desportiva coming away with it now on that left side. He's got 2 options ahead of him right now. Taking it on the inside and look to switch it. But not the pass that was needed. Starkowski easily gathering that one. Kozietek. Ball to Salazar. Looking to slip through Bagheri and moved ahead of the right winger. So going to have to settle for a Ukrainian throw-in. Bagheri giving up to Salazar, back to Bagheri. Petkovic brings that well down, and that's a good bit of play there by Ukrainians. And Salazar has cut inside, and he's got some space. Taliski in the middle, and Yaremchuk at the back post. That ball's cut out, a good break down that right side. Really nice passing and moving between the Ukrainian midfielders. Back with Salazar, he's going to keep it in. And can he get a better ball in? Looking at the back post, and Petkovic, an acre of space, he's headed it, hit the post! And Petkovic so unlucky, he did well there. It was a really tight angle. The keeper was totally stranded. The post keeping the game level right now. Mliniak whipping that one back in, and keeper gathering that. But Petkovic with the first clear chance of the game. And the woodwork denying him. Good step up by Koziatek, and Yaremchuk will retrieve that ball. Yaremchuk bring it onto that right foot. Back to Petkovic. That header wasn't as good as the last one. That's going to be a goal kick. I think he still can't believe that didn't go in. He did everything right there. Just a couple of centimetres. Well, it's a very tight angle. Did well to really hit the target at all. Giving that to Miliniak. Oh, sorry, SALAZAR. SALAZAR looking to cut in. He's so good in the 1v1 situation, SALAZAR, from all the games that we've seen of him. Been contained so far, though, by Desportiva. BAGHERI gets a good fit in and back with Koziatek. But Desportiva back in possession with it. And it works out to Yaremchuk. Yaremchuk got hit there, and Jay Miliniak, I've realised they're calling him Adam Miliniak, his brother, who's also the captain of the first team. It's Jay Miliniak, who is on number 3, the skipper of the reserves. Rolling that ball down there. And it looks like the Ukrainians will launch this one into the box. They've got plenty of height between Petkovic and Toliski. And it is Toliski they've sent it towards. The Ukrainian Desportiva centre-back's going on that one, though. And he miscued his clearance there, the defender. Got away with it, kept hold of it. Good tackle by BAGHERI, and Petkovic is coming forward. He's got Toliski on his right. Turns sharply, and he's going to have a shot, Petkovic. Did well to get himself the half yard there with all the white shirts around him. Good. Sorry guys, we just had to for just a second. We've also got the Cosmopolitan Division 1 game on the field next to us, and I just heard from one of the team managers that the Greeks were just struggling to get themselves to the game. So just had to talk really quick with the team manager. But back for this one. And BAGHERI at Petkovic. Now it's played into the middle by Desportiva. SALAZAR coming down the right, and he's looking for Yaremchuk, the keeper coming out, and the keeper's dropped it, and Yaremchuk is going to walk that in, and it is a nightmare for the goalkeeper, and Yaremchuk, the grateful receiver. And the Ukrainians get that lead, and again, a win is what they need. To take that top spot. And right as we hit that half-an-hour mark, they get the goal. That one's looking in over the top. Probably on the balance of that first 30 minutes. Fair enough for the Ukrainians to take that lead. Hasn't been too many clear-cut chances, but the Ukrainians having more possession so far, and they did, of course, hit the post with the one clear-cut chance of the game before that goal. Desportiva coming away now with that on the left side. That's a good tackle there. I think that's Adam, or Lagos even. That's given back to Lagos. Taliski with a lovely ball wrapping around. Desportiva moving that forward. There's a big gap right now in the Ukrainian defence. Desportiva is twisting and turning, a lot of red shirts around him. Still kept a hold of it. Cleared out by Bagheri, got a little clip, and Yamchuk is going to try and chase that down, and great determination there by the goal scorer, just ran it out. And the Ukrainians making the change. And we have Jamila Martinez is coming on that right side. And Jamila Martinez on there at the right back. And Toliski coming forward with that. Now we're sent over the top, and goalkeeper, who had a bit of a nightmare holding on to the ball a couple of minutes ago, keeping it in his hands this time. I think that's ZARICHNYY, who's come on as well on that right wing for the Ukrainians. As the Desportiva looking to chase that ball, gathered. By Stankowski. And SALAZAR just caught and sleeping a little bit. Adam salvaging the ball though. And Mliniak to SALAZAR. And looking for Taliski, and Taliski just had a little bit of a disadvantage in that foot race for the ball. Played out to the right back, and he's going to send that back in, and it's SALAZAR going for the spectacular there, didn't connect with it, and Petkovic on the rebound fired it over. That would have been something special. And talking of special goals, we're going to have the made goal of the month shown at half-time, guys. The voting is still open for it. It's going to close at 9 p.m. on Monday. We've had so many votes already. It's been fantastic. Some amazing goals. It's been such a pleasure seeing those goals around all the games that we've live streamed this spring season. But we will show those goals of the month at half time. That one's sent long. Won by Adam and Maliniak to Salazar. Salazar driving into the middle, and it's a very good reverse ball to Tuliski, and Tuliski's going to take that early. Centre back got back quickly enough to cut out the danger. Now we have Draper on the field as well, and he's looks like he's moved into that centre midfield alongside BAGHERI. Just a little stoppage and players' substitution are made. Draper is looking in for that short corner. And BAGHERI sends that one in, cleared out. ZARICHNYY giving it back to Maliniak. He's trying to just flick around cleverly there, ZARICHNYY, but intercepted. Back into ZARICHNYY. Draper to Salazar, who brought it down well. And Maliniak again. And Petkovic was in an acre of space for a moment, just had his hands up asking for it. And that was a little off the ball there by Salazar. Tuliski's chasing that one, the keeper. No cut to it. And Tuliski just caught him. He probably had a right to go for that ball. But the referee is going to give him a yellow. Well, actually, the goalkeeper, I think, yellow card for that one for artists off the ball. And I'm not sure. I think actually it's taken it quickly and, well, didn't matter anyway. He's actually given a yellow card, I think, to, I'm not sure who to. Tuliski's well, the goalkeeper. I guess the goalkeeper handballed it off the box. It's finally sorted out, and it's going to be Salazar and Petkovic standing over the ball, literally right on the edge of the area. And what can they deliver? Salazar steps up, and it took a little nick off the wall, caught it well enough. And that ball delivered in the near post, and it's still bouncing around, and it's going to be another corner for the Ukrainians. That was sent in towards the back post. Now all rising up for it. I think it was Toliski who was really challenging for it, the goalkeeper. Draper giving it out to ZARICHNYY. Nice overlapping run by Draper. And Draper looking to cut that back in. Intercepted. But it's been all the Ukrainians the last 10 or so minutes, just inside that Desportiva half. Just ran away from Draper there. Back with Desportiva. Now sent out wide, and it's Dimitri Jacobs who has come on for the Ukrainians on that left wing for SALAZAR. Swarming around that ball right now. Draper got caught late there. Played out to the right back. Going back to the keeper. Sent up long, and striker got the first in it. Miliniak though giving it into Kozatek. BAGHERI does well there, and Miliniak has it again. First touch let him down though. That's a decent looking ball in, and it's brought down in the box, but the referee judging it to be by the hand. And that one's sent over the top, looking for Toliski. Draper winning that one back, but a little bit loose to Jacobs. Both teams just struggling a little bit to find their flow at the moment. In the final few minutes of this first half, where the Ukrainians had courtesy of Yaremchuk capitalising a goalkeeper error. And right now, Ukrainians would take the top spot of the Division 2 reserve table. And guys, also just remind, this is not the only game we're going to have. We are going to have the first team kicking off at 9 PM, Ukrainians versus Desportiva. Definitely stick around for that one. That one sent in by BAGHERI. Toliski rising up well and saved by the keeper. And that one sent up long. Draper And out, brought down by BAGHERI. DRAPER giving it to Petkovic. And it's looking for the 1-2 off Taliski's head. Looking for it over the top, and he's ghosting in behind left back, and that was a late one by Adam. I think he immediately knew that was going to be a free kick, and he's going to get a yellow card as well for that one. Desportiva, dangerous position here, right before half time. Lots of options to aim for. And it's whipped in towards that back post, and it's a great ball in. And the referee's blown his whistle. I'm not sure what for, maybe in for an offside. Maliniak giving it to Jacobs, and Petkovic just looking out on that left side for ZARICHNYY. He's intercepted. Desportiva escaping out of that crowded situation. Played out to the left back. And Maliniak coming forward, so gives it out to Jacobs with his first real chance in an attacking area. Got cut out between the two defenders, but it's back with Maliniak. Back to Adam. Maliniak into Toliski, and Toliski back to goal. What can he do with it? Tries to send it back to Petkovic. Petkovic moving into the box. Can he make it do? Back to Toliski, and Toliski has made it to a beautiful interchange between Petkovic and Toliski. And the keeper got a hand to it, but it wasn't strong enough. And Ukraine move into the driving seat right before half time. 2 goals to the good. Good step there by DRAPER, and it's a hard off the ball tackle there. The Petkovic coming away with it, and they're overloading down the left. He's caught left there, late there, but Jacobs driving into the box. Plenty of options there. Toliski on the turn, tried to take it first time on the turn. It's just ahead of him. Coming forward there, the number 21. One back by DRAPER. And the 22 back with it. BAGHERI getting control and very cool. And there is the halftime whistle. Ukrainians getting that goal right before the referee blew up, and good first half for them. And they are in control, and right now, looking good for that top spot. And guys, now is the moment they've been waiting for. We had so many good goals to pick from May, but here is the final 6 we did have. Here is our May Goal of the Month. Pierre-Louis, and looking for the direct run to Sinas. Sinas has brought it down, he's got chances, Sinas on the volley, and what a hit by Sinas! He only needs one chance, that number 7, who expertly brought it down. And the rest is history. What a finish into the top corner. That's it with a nice spin. And Dash is looking for Pirset, and Pirset taking it down, and he's gone for the lob. And that one has gone in. An excellent finish by Pirset. That's it, sending it over the top. Perfectly weighted lob. Here it is, to the far post, beautiful! What a goal, Charlotte! What a beautiful goal. We've got Ramirez just coming on there on the right back. Sent in towards the number 14 is Pio Di Pasquale! And what a hit by Pio Di Pasquale! And he looked like he barely broke a sweat there, the skipper. Just brought it down, and as cool as you like. By Ville. And Sean will break away. And he's pushing it towards the goal, cutting onto his left foot. What a run by Sean! Can he finish it? He can! What a solo goal by Sean! Left 2 Sousa defenders in his wake and absolutely buried it into the roof of the net. So technical, that trio in the Borgetto midfield. And it's a long way shot by Martino! And he's got it in the back post! What a strike! And the underdogs, Borgetto, score first blood! Hello guys, we are back. I'm so sorry that I was just absent for a second. We're live streaming the pitch behind as well, and just had a little situation with a team not showing up. We thought was going to show up, just trying to resolve that. Thankfully we have all the teams, the referee and the equipment we need for a game here, with the Ukrainians well ahead, and here comes Jacobs moving down that right side. Gives it back, and it's whipped in, and that one's gone out. Pushing out, we got Lagos back on the field, and they're looking behind, but Adam watching it. And that one's sent up long, but intercepted there. Dramatic semi-diving header. It looks like Jamilo Martinez has moved into centre midfield alongside Alex DRAPER. And that was you heard that? That was an unfortunate bit of contact there. Thankfully, the referee just giving Jamilo Martinez a second to regain his composure after that hit. And Adam watching that one carefully, but it's falling back to Desportiva striker Mliniak coming in there to salvage the situation. And Jacobs getting back to Lagos. And DRAPER, that one just one out. And the left winger still cutting in there. And Kozietek got a tackle in, it's still with Desportiva. That one was a loose pass though, and Martinez getting out to Lagos. And he's got a bit of space here, the Desportiva midfielder. Cut back inside, and it's a low shot. Comfortable for Stankowski in the end. Stankowski launches that up towards Jacobs. A nice little cut in there. Petrovic bring that one down, and it's him and Taliski who combined so well for that second goal right before half-time. And it is again Petrovic. Lovely feet there, and he's coming forward with it, looking in behind. And that's sent back across by ZARICHNYY, back to Petrov. And very nice feet again from the big man. Running around a couple, and ZARICHNYY sending it back post, and Dimitri's in acres of space. And he really should have finished that, Jacobs. As they're coming together, and in the end, the foul is called on Jacobs, but found really well there by ZARICHNYY. Jacobs just couldn't get the right contact. that one's sent up long. We're back by the number 25, and he's run past that tackle a little bit too easily. One back by ZARICHNY, DRAPER won it, and that was cannon. I'm not sure who was actually to it. Couldn't have been a pass, and offside in the end. And Cosmopolitan isn't even stepping up to that one. That's fallen to ZARICHNY. Petkovic goes out to Maliniak. And Maliniak's going to whip that in first time. And ZARICHNY's brought it down on the left foot volley. And that was not a bad effort at all. Brought it down really well. And a good swinging volley. Just a little wide. Good work there on the left side by Maliniak. It was a good ball in. And Lagos just not on the same wavelength as Dimitri Jacobs. Lagos going to fund that, and Dimitri Jacobs has got a bit of space now. He's in a 1v1 against the defender. Just hesitates for a second, gives it back to, or is looking for Petkovic, couldn't find him, and referee waving advantage on. Martinez got to touch that one. Back again though with Desportiva trying to do a little bit too much there, and DRAPER turns away. And that's that one. Petkovic gives it out to ZARICHNY. And he's looking in behind for Taliski. Trying to get heading it, but Taliski's going to challenge for that second ball. And Petkovic, he's got some time here to drive the defence. Gives out to Jacobs. And Jacobs got Taliski in the middle. Looks in for Taliski, and there's the last ditch stab away by the defender. Taking it right off of Taliski's foot. Jacobs coming off, and Yaremchuk, who got the first goal in the game, coming on, and ZARICHNY were running over now to take that corner. Ukraine hasn't pushed forwards that too many bodies. And the referee, I think, just holding up play because one of the Ukrainians may be short of his shin pad. And that ball's now finally going to be set in by ZARICHNY. And it was Petkovic who rose and connected with it well, but couldn't hit the target. that one sent long. Played out to Jaremchuk. Goes into Taliski. Taliski surrounded by yellow shirts, but gets out to Lagos. And Lagos back into Taliski, who brings it down and fired it in. I think it's probably going wide. Hit the defender anyway. Jaremchuk looking to thread his way through 3 defenders. Couldn't find the gap. But there is a gap found. And Desportiva coming away with it. And look for a second as if there's an opportunity for that through ball, but the through ball was not what was needed. Ukrainians making another change, and it's Petrovic who got the assist in that second goal, coming off Bagheri, and there's Bagheri winning a throw for Ukrainians up on that left side. And that one's cleared out. And Adam just content to clear that one out and stop the counter-attack. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this coverage. And if you are watching this on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We have got so much more exciting soccer to come into you, starting with next week, and we'll have more on that later. But today, we've streamed 9, or perhaps it was 8, 9 games of the weekend, 8 today, including 7 Cosmopolitan League fixtures. And we've got so much more of that coming in a full season. Obviously the Cosmopolitan League about to come to an end. We're going to have the playoffs and a couple of cup finals in the Cosmopolitan League next week. But we've got pro games and much more coming this summer. So hit that subscribe button, and we really appreciate you guys tuning in and supporting the teams, supporting the live stream. So that one's sent in behind, and Desportiva have got a little breakaway here. Cuts inside and is gonna come back, and they just can't get it out, but they do there, and it is a miss he's not gonna wanna watch back. That had to be a goal there. And the Ukrainians lucky there to keep their 2-goal lead. But here comes Bagheri, and they might extend it, giving it to Taliski. Back to Bagheri, right down to that byline now. Taliski's dropped off, and he's looking at the back post towards ZARICHNYY. And the danger pass at the short time for Desportiva. ZARICHNYY giving it to Miliniak. And the skipper back to DRAPER. Miliniak looking to cut that one in. And Martinez wins that ball bound. That's a lovely rustle to Jaremchuk, and he's got a lot of space. 2 in the middle to aim for. Goes in for Bagheri. Bagheri trying to get on that right foot. Has the shot, but blocked. Nice little stab there by Martinez. Going out to ZARICHNYY, and Jaremchuk is screaming front on that right side. It's DRAPER who's looking for Taliski in behind, but Taliski had come for it short. And guys, just a reminder, after this game, we're going to have the first teams facing off against each other of Desportiva and the Ukrainians. As the Desportiva come away with it, and this is a chance here. The 34 is coming away, and it's hit his heels, and another chance he's not taking advantage of. They're coming forwards again, though, Desportiva. Good cut inside, and weaving between those Ukrainian defenders, looking to create a shooting opportunity. In the end, just too many red shirts around him. And BAGHERI to Toliski. Toliski handled well by the centre-back, though. Now set in there, brought well down by the 36, and he's coming in this time, and Adam had to be very alert to that danger, and he was. Cleared it out. And the Ukraine's going to make another change. It's like Toliski, who got himself in the score sheet. It's making way. And it's SALAZAR back on up front. DRAPER going back to Liliak, who just cleared it out and is back with Desportiva for a throw. Toss back in, and it's out with the right winger. ZARICHNYY chasing that one back. There's drilled across in behind for a corner. ZARICHNYY just blocking that cross. Desportiva just making another change. As they look to try and get their way back in this game. So we saw Sanzak lost their reserve game against Central Park Rangers, so it does leave it open for Desportiva. If they can get a point to get into that top three. But we've got a long way to come back at the moment. And BAGHERI got a good tackle there, and it's sent in over the top. And Salamander, he's got it through, and he's been brought down there, SALAZAR, and that could well be a red card for the goalkeeper. He's the last man, and it is a straight red for the goalkeeper. And it goes from bad for worse for Desportiva. 2 down, and now a man down. And the goalkeeper has had an ignominious day. He spilled on the first goal, and now he's got a straight red. And the question probably going to be who they're going to put in goal now for the goalkeeper. I'm not sure if they've got another one. Desportiva. We have to put an outfielder in there. We won't be the first outfielder we saw in goal today. The Miss LSC reserve game at 8 AM this morning. The Johnny Mix had to fill in goal, and Miss Hill ended up winning that game. But I think it's not going to be that outcome for Desportiva now. 2 down and a man down. And Desportiva still trying to work out who will be the keeper. I think it's going to be an outfield player who's going to fill in. Just see someone far away on the touchline, putting on the blue jersey. It's going to be a long last 20-odd minutes of this game for Desportiva. ZARICHNYY stepping up and whipped it well over the wall and well over the bar as well. And our standing keeper not tested for now. And it's sent in, and Jaremchuk's trying to bring that down. Just wouldn't sit for him. Just took a swing at it with his left foot. And DRAPER looked very assured in that centre midfield. And of course, right as I said that, he passed out. But apart from that, he's showed good composure in that middle and distributed it well for Ukrainians. Nice set up, Adam hitting it long. Giving it to DRAPER. Out to Adam. And out to the left back, Miliniak. That one's gone out for a throw. And it's tossed down the line. And BAGHERI is looking to find SALAZAR in there. And a nice little step over and skip away by the Desportiva player there. Rode a couple of tackles. And it's playing centre midfielder who can turn and looking in behind, and it's found its way to the winger, and the winger is through here. He can pull up the back for Ukraine, and he just couldn't find that corner. That was a really well worked counter-attack by Desportiva though. One quick pass up to the centre midfielder who turned and found its way out to the winger. Just couldn't apply that finish. Sent in towards the back post, and the player who probably best position to get it slipped right at the critical moment. And then they come in, now Desportiva. Danger was cut out. Let's play back in towards the middle. And that one's whipped in, but very hopeful. And Starkowski will deal with that very comfortably. And they're coming down this right side, and it's Salazar coming down to the byline. Sent back across, and it's going to fall back to Bagheri. Hitting him off the defender. And they're looking in behind, and he'd strayed offside in that instance. They come again, the Ukrainians, Bagheri. Gap starting to open up in that 10 men of Desportiva's defence. And there they come, Desportiva on that right side, brought down. Cut out well there. Was in midfielder, and it's going to go out for a throw for Desportiva. And sent out long towards Yaremchuk. Headed back in. Desportiva again though, and switched out to the right back. And that was a little bit loose there by Martinez. Just call back and keep taking that one quickly. And they've got 4 on 3 actually right now. Ukrainian players a little loose by Bagheri. Sharp turn there. Coming again, Desportiva with the right winger, and he's going to try and whip that in towards the back post. Lagos going south in the way of that one though. There's Miliniak, and our red card really has kind of killed some of the impetus out of the game. The Ukrainians looking so comfortable. They're going to try and get some more. Here's Salazar, who was the one who won that free kick that got the red card, and it's hit back towards Salazar by Bagheri, but overhit for him. I've wanted to use Yaremchuk instead on his right side. And they're through a Desportiva, and he's got around Stankowski. And it's a calamity at the back. And the 10 men of Desportiva may just give the Ukrainians a run for their money in the final stage of this game. And remember, the Ukrainians, if they don't win this, they're going to finish second behind Borgetto reserves, and they would lose out then in that automatic championship final spot. First place gets it automatically. The second and third have to play in a game before that. And they're breaking through again, Desportiva, and this would be quite some comeback of the 10 men. Came out there, that's a hard tackle by Lagos, and DRAPER, loose by him though. And they're looking over the top again, in behind for the number 17, and Starkowski gathers it that time. Starkowski at Miliniek. ZARICHNYY back to Miliniek. And they're looking over the top, and Dimitri Jacobs sniffing around for it. Centre back cut it out. And it's set there by BAGHERI, and it falls to Jacobs. ZARICHNYY back to Jacobs. The Desportiva have got some numbers bad now. It's going to be a Ukrainian throw-in. And that one's lofted in, hopefully, but Yaremchuk's going to challenge for it, and the standing keeper, not normally a standing keeper, not looking the most comfortable with gathering that. But Desportiva have it again. Well intercepted there by the skipper Miliniek, who's been solid at that left back today. And he's turning, he's looking in from behind, and Starkowski is just comfortable to let that roll back to him. Look for a second as the striker may have the legs to get on that. And BAGHERI turned and got caught. The referee let him play go on. And ZARICHNYY skipped past that tackle, and he's a 1v1. It's a 3v2, and he was looking at the back post for Yaremchuk, and the defender got a very important interception there in the end. That ball's sent in the near post, and it's gone out back. It's going to be a goal kick. I think it's BAGHERI who got a touch on it in that front post. And guys, I just wanted to tell you a bit about the games we've got next week. What a lineup we've got. We have got more USL2. Gaming Frame has a contract with the Long Island Rough Riders of the USL2 and UWS for all their home games. As that was closed down by Dimitri Jacobs, this handball. And we're going to be showing them playing against the Red Bulls on Wednesday night. We also announced the winner of Goal of the Month then. And then on Sunday, we're going to have the John Kirby Cup final between Borgetto and Manhattan Celtics, in addition to more Rough Rider action. The women of Rough Riders playing 5:30 or 5 p.m, I think even, and the men at 8 p.m. And we're also hoping to have a Sanzak playoff game as well. And if you saw that first team game earlier, you would have seen Sanzak in epic style came back against Central Park Rangers to win and book themselves a spot on the final day into the promotion playoffs, and Central Park Rangers getting edged out. And I'm just clearing that one out, and Yaremchuk with it, and the Ukrainians are definitely going to want to get themselves a comfortable margin. Yaremchuk looking to break away. Cover some good ground. BAGHERI on the overlap. Keith, good ball out to BAGHERI, who's on side. BAGHERI looking for the switch to ZARICHNYY, but couldn't find him. I'd just gone offside there. And DRAPER playing that into BAGHERI. Desportiva breaking again with it down there on that left side. And they've got some numbers here, the 10 men. Played in, and he's just straight offside and wasted that in the end. Well, Desportiva have been spirited since going down to that 10 men. They've kept it going. And final 5 minutes of the game with the Ukrainians right now by a narrow margin, confirming themselves as the leaders and the winners even of the Reserve 2 table, but that does not make you champions. They will have to play a championship game against the winner of second and third. Desportiva right now are going to fall just outside that, so it'll be Borgetto playing, I believe, against Sanzak reserves for the playoff game. Two one to Ukrainians. 2-1 to Ukrainians, yeah. Yeah. No problem. And the Ukrainians with a free kick. Just on that edge. And just a reminder, guys, we're going to have the first team of Ukraine facing off against Desportiva directly after this match. And that one's sent in by BAGHERI, but low and intercepted. He's going to have another crack at it. Looping ball this time in the back post. Martinez was trying to get on it. Desportiva not able to properly clear it though, and it's back with DRAPER. Keith. ZARICHNYY asking for that ball ahead of him. And Keith's still going ahead with it, but he just lost control of it. And they're coming back again, Desportiva. And can they muster one more goal scoring chance, the 10 men? DRAPER getting hold of that one. Looking for SALAZAR, and that's a good ball into ZARICHNYY, and ZARICHNYY's through, and he's already got one, and he unselfishly cuts it back to SALAZAR, who's twisting and turning, trying to get it onto his right foot, and the half yard he needed to pull the trigger just would not reveal itself. And the last 2 minutes, and here comes Desportiva, and surely they're not going to get a goal here. He's coming on that far side, one option in the middle. Sent back in deep, and Keith's going to have to try and get a foot on that, and he couldn't, but he got a little push in the back. Be a free kick for Ukrainians, who take as long as they can over this. They're very nearly over the line now. Keith back to Adam, who just let his footing for a second. Got away with that. ZARICHNYY, but loose pass They just need to keep it. So that was a DRAPER there. Just need to keep it for these last few minutes. Kaski will gather that and take all the time in the world he can with it. And Adam goes into Keith. Lagos back to Keith. And Lagos looking over the top. And Yaremchuk going in, and the centre-back absolutely pounded into Yaremchuk. Got the ball fairly. Lagos will throw this one in. Keith, last minute of this game, and Keith going down a little too easily for the referee, who took a long look at it. But Desportiva, do they have enough time for one more attack? The 22 thinks so, and he's set away that 36, and he's trying to cut in onto his right foot. Coming into the box in the last minute, and it's just flashed past the crossbar. And there is the final whistle, and Ukrainian hearts were in mouths for a second. For a moment, their first place spot seemed to be evaporating in front of them, but they've held on against the 10 men of Desportiva to clinch their first place spot at the end of the regular season, so they will go directly to the championship game, the Ukrainians, which we will have on Game and Frame. I think that it's either going to be next weekend or the weekend afterwards. The Ukrainians had a great first half. Yaremchuk capitalising on a goalkeeping error to put them in the lead, and then Toliski and Petrovic combining beautifully in the second goal, right before the half-time mark. And the Ukrainians looked to be in the total control when that hapless Desportiva goalkeeper then got a red card for bringing down Salazar, but Desportiva brought one back, and very, very nearly, we saw literally the last kick of the game, very nearly drawing. But Ukrainian reserves hold on. And guys, do not go anywhere. We're going to be back very shortly with these first teams. All right, guys, and we are back. And let's have a quick look at our Division 2 Cosmopolitan League table. The Ukrainians out of the promotion race now, but still plenty of play to play for. And without further ado, let's have a look at our Ukrainian starting lineup. And the team is led by Francesco Ranieri and a legend already mentioned before, Steve Kovalenko, the team manager. We have number 2, Asi Tomeo. Number 4, Calvin Hoyes. Number 5, Greg Momar. Number 7, Adam Maliniak, the skipper. Number 8, Thuma. We have number 9, Adi Zangjura. We have number 10, Gilbert Bayoni. Number 11, Lukas Pradzik. Number 13, Ben Bangura. Number 14, Gamil Yaya. Number 15, Wilva Waza. Numbers 99, Ingo Robbie Webster. And the reserves called up, Toliski, Salazar, and Marko Petric. And let's get back to the game as we're off and underway. Right in time for the kickoff. And the Ukrainians are in the red. And Desportiva in the grey. And that one's played in to Petkovic, who's wearing the 19 shirt for this reserve game. Sorry, this first team game even. And we have a quick look at our starting lineup. We've got Webster in goal, of course. And at centre back, we've got Momar. The left back, we've got I'm not sure who's the left back actually, switched numbers. To normally be a Gadze is number 6, but we shall work that soon enough. Number 4, we have Moyes, and centre back alongside him. Bayoni on the ball there is in the centre midfield. And then alongside Adam Maliniak, the skipper, as that ball's played looking for Petkovic. And they're looking earlier for Desportiva on the break, and we've seen them in the past. A team that is very dangerous on the break. And we've got Yaya on the left wing. And that one's played into the middle. One back there by Petkovic, and Petkovic looking to set away his centre forward, Zaganjor, who's going to be leading the line. Bayoni winning that one back, the big man. And that one's switched out to, I think that's for Waza out there. And he brings it back down. Sent up long, and he's chasing that there. Zanganjor, just straight offside. Sorry, that's Ben Bangura out on that right back position. Sent up long. Number 6 gets a good head on that one. Bangura getting a touch on that second ball. We're back with Desportiva. And Zanganjor brought it down well. And just couldn't twist away from the Desportiva defender though. Good step there by the number 6 and Desportiva with the end play back into the middle. And that one's dinked over the top and then looking in behind the 33. He's got it down to the byline. Just forced away from goal. Gives it back. And Yaya closed that one down, and Pekovic, who we saw in that reserve game, when the number 18 switched it out well to Bangora. Bangora cuts back in, and gives it to Mliniak. Mliniak to Pekovic, and he's threaded a lovely ball there to Yaya, and Yaya driving that right back, and he takes the early shot. Yaya would have been something special to beat the defender or the goalkeeper from there. Worth the effort though. Positive start by the Ukrainians. And the ball just being retrieved. And then the play's restarted. Clear out the number 6. Getting on with that one. Back with the number 6. And Zagora was looking to set that into Yaya on the back post. Couldn't find him. And Ukraine with the first corner of the game. What can they deliver with this? And that's whipped in towards the middle, and it's bounced around the back post, and it fell for ZARICHNYY, and he really should have finished that one, and he knows it. Fell very kindly for him. I just snatched it over the bar. The first good chance of this game. And that one's sent up long. Played in, and Mliniak gives it back to Moyes. Now it's a little bit loose, and Yaya, lovely little touch away, gives it to Pekovic. And those two already combining well, and he found Yaya again. A good tackle. And the number 6 though for Ukraine, pushing down that left side. It's a good tackle on him. And that's Asi Tomeo on that left side for Ukrainian. Thank you to Izzy just helping me out with that. And that one's whipped in towards that post, and I think the appeal made for a handball, and the referee has given it, and the Ukrainians getting a gift of a penalty there. Ball was bouncing away from goal, seemed no threat at all, but the Desportiva player letting it bounce off his hand, and Ukraine can take the lead in the first 10 minutes here. Looks like it's going to be Thuma who has it. I think they're actually trying to work out what exactly is going on here. The referee's now talking with his linesman, and maybe he's going to be giving us a free kick outside the box. We'll see. And it looks like that has been what's happened. So, nope, he's walked it to the spot. And the mystery is solved, and it is going to be the number 10 BAGHERI with a chance to put the Ukrainians ahead. There's much conferring between the referee and his assistant, and it's just waiting to see where the call would land. The referee now giving a yellow card to one of the Desportiva players, not sure exactly what for. Might have been dissent, might have been the one who committed the handball. And that is a yellow, and then red card given to a Ukrainian player, or maybe a Desportiva. I'll have to see. There's a lot of confusion. I think, judging by the Desportiva reaction, it is given to a Desportiva player. It must have been for dissent. And Desportiva and the referee's still going here. This is quite a rampage. It's been about 2 minutes of stoppage. And so Desportiva have not only conceded a penalty, but now it looks like a red card's been given for dissent. And they're going to have to play almost the entirety of this match with 10 men, and the reserves as well played with 10 men. They very nearly drew up by level, but it's a whole different proposition to play 80 minutes. And I think actually their goalkeeper as well, they would have normally been their reserve goalkeeper, who'd also play in the first team. I'm not sure if he can play. The referee's still surrounded by Desportiva players and really not sure what's going on here. And still the debate rages on. Desportiva player very, very unhappy, but the decision has been made now. And Desportiva down to 10 men, and BAGHERI, when play is finally able to resume, will step up for the penalty. The referee's still talking, just not sure what is going on. That everyone in Desportiva would like to just have the gameplay, but still conferring, and I don't know what has happened. I think maybe what the referee is waiting for, it may be that the player got sent off, has to leave the field. Not sure what happened. Looks like now Ukraine actually coming on with a player roster. I'm not sure the referee also wanted to check registration. This is about a 5-minute stoppage now in the play. And really, really not clear what is going on at the moment. But in other news, we've got Shamrocks over there celebrating their first division title, which we were hoping to stream on Facebook. The Greeks ended up not being able to field enough players, so they sportingly played a 7v7 game, or maybe 7v11 even. They called it after 20 minutes. Shamrocks crowned the title of the division, probably not the way they wanted to, but it was a very long season, and overall, I think about 40 games, maybe something like that. Maybe 20. But definitely earned their title over the course of the season. We'll go back now to our referee over here, and we're still just not really sure what is going on. Well, what's not going on for sure is soccer, which is what we're all here for. I'm not sure of even, I mean, it doesn't look too far away that this game has actually been abandoned at the moment, just the way with the stoppage and the fact all the Desportiva players have now walked off of the pitch. Meanwhile, the Shamrock revelations continue over there. And at this point, they've celebrated longer than they played today. And they've got their cup there. That's what it is. They've lifted their trophy. Well, we were hoping for two excellent games tonight. We were hoping for the 8 PM Shamrock against Greece game to confirm Shamrock as the title. Unfortunately, that one, as I said, Greece only came with 7. So that one didn't really happen. And this one we're also looking forward to. And it's just not clear what is going on right now. I think in this stoppage, I'm going to go over really quick and try and find out for everyone. right now to the audience. It's quite a good one. All right, guys, so after some investigation, it sounds like the Desportiva manager was so unhappy with the call that he maybe was threatening to leave, and you have to have a coach by Cosmopolitan league rules. You have to have a coach or manager always on the touchline. And so with his threat to leave, the referee had to suspend the game. Now we're waiting to see how exactly this will lay out. I think both teams probably want to play. Maybe the Ukrainians a little bit more than Desportiva. Now Desportiva is down to 10 men. But if this does come back, we're going to come back with a bang with a penalty from BAGHERI. But we're just going to have to wait and see, so just bear with us, guys.
Time for goal of the month?
Yeah, it's a good time.
Or maybe not. Never mind.
Well, it looks like the drama has been resolved, whatever it was. And BAGHERI, after about a 15-minute wait, with a test of his nerves, 15 minutes knowing he's going to take this penalty, and now he's finally going to have the chance to do it, and he steps up, and he puts it in just about over the keeper. And BAGHERI gets Ukraine an early lead, well, early lead by the amount of game time played. And Desportiva are going to have a long way to come back now. Down to 10 men and only 10 minutes of regular playing time gone. And I hope you brought your midnight snacks if you're planning to watch the whole of this game, because we're going to be running quite a bit later than anticipated. And that's a little bit loose back to Webster. Webster came out quickly to deal with it. BAGHERI giving it to Petkovic. And Momar going out to Tomeo. Yeah, getting it back to Tomeo. And Tomeo is looking to find by Petkovic, but not on the same wavelength. Petkovic bringing that one down, but the second touch wasn't what he's looking for. Back with Desportiva. And here comes the Desportiva right back. Got about Petkovic, and he's still coming. Played inside. They have numbers forwards. Desportiva going out to that left wing centre midfielder. Cuts in on his right, and he's going to have a strike, and he's hit it well enough. Straight at Webster, who gathered it comfortably in the end. And Moyes going into BAGHERI. Momar sending out to Bangora. And he gives it into Pradzik. Pradzik looking back for Bangora. That's a good looking switch to Momo. It's a little bit short and short, but he managed to ride the tackle, and Bayoni came to the rescue. And to Mayo. Up to Yaya. Petkovic on his left. And Yaya. And on that left side, we've got a couple of red shots to aim for, and he's cutting in towards that byline, Yaya. And the second tackle stopped him. Mayo drills that in, the keeper coming out to meet that one though. Meliniak giving it to Bayoni. And Pradzik on the ball. Giving out to Bangora. Bangora's coming down to that line, and he's couldn't keep that ball in before he did the cross. Be a goal kick. And it's over the top by Thuram, and Pradzik was sniffing around for it, but too far from in the end. And the keeper didn't get the throw he needed there, got away with it. They're looking in behind, but no one there to get that fall on, and Momar covering the space. And there's Webster. Good ball out to Bangora. Bangora with that to Moyes and Bayoni. To Momar, and it's probably going to story of much of this game is Ukraine just possessing this ball, especially with that number advantage. Bayoni, nice clip out to Bangora. And Bangora looking in behind, and Thuram is through. And can he get that finishing shot? The first touch just took it a little too close to that centre back, who recovered well. Sent up long, Bayoni brings it back down. But he lost his footing, managed to just about nick it onto Bangora. Now it's given out to Bangora. Meliniak turning. Bayoni. And that's a good drilled ball out to Yaya. And Yaya looks to set back Petkovic. And here is Petkovic. Gives it back to Yaya. Defender slid in. Desportiva come away with it this time. That's a decent ball over the top. Mayo tracking back, getting a hold of it. They're looking long again, Desportiva. And there's going to be some tired legs at the end of the game for Desportiva. It's a really big pitch they're playing on. And they're going to be playing for almost all the game with a man disadvantage. And Bayoni goes out to Yaya. Mayo is overlapping, going back into Bayoni. Not a good pass though by Yaya. And then run past Bayoni. One back there by Yaya. And Pradzik, he's got Thuram ahead of him. Thumra even, and Pradzik still going. The defence is just opening up for him. And he gives that to Yaya. And that was one back, a crucial moment. Mayo reading that one well, stepping up to it. And Thuma is looking in behind for Yaya. It looked like there's some off-the-ball contact. The referee not giving anything. Maliniak winning that one back. And Moy's very cool under the pressure, going to Moma. Bayoni. To Mayo. To Moma. We're giving it to Maliniak. And worked out well there by the Ukrainians. Bangora's looking in behind for Pradzik. Well, intercepted. And it's sent in towards the back post. The goalkeeper gathering that one. Hit back by Bayoni and Mayo, and it's just all Ukraine on the ball. Mayo giving it to Petkovic. Yaya. Maliniak turning, and he's going to look to slip through Thuma. Oh, sorry, even Pradzik, and Pradzik just getting ready to pull that trigger. Last ditch tackle again. From Desportiva, it's going to be another Ukraine corner. And that ball's sent in right towards the middle, headed out. Desportiva will see if they can break here, and he skipped past one, and very minimal contact, went down rather dramatically, and the referee not buying it. And Bayoni to Yaya. And Maliniak giving it to Thuma. To Mayo, the left back, moving a bit more central for a second, and Bayoni now. Moma. Out to Yaya. And that one's sent over the top. And Maliniak had got in behind, but the pass couldn't connect with him. Pushing through the middle. Just keeps a hold of the ball. That one's sent up long. Brought down by Bangora. Bangora into Maliniak. And Maliniak doing well there to help it on. And that is Pradzik coming in, and he's getting across for Thuma. And Thuma goes for it, and it's still in there. Desperate lost his clearance. And Bayoni going for a spectacular one there, but didn't catch it quite right. But Thuma, ball just wouldn't sit right for him, just right in that 6-yard box. Bangora giving it back to Momar. And all of Ukraine's defence looks very, very assured of the ball. It's helping their possession game a lot. Giving out to Yaya. Yeah, giving it in to Bayoni. And Bayoni cuts that. Was looking. So Thuma, a sloppy pass. number 36, holding it up, but Ukraine just suffocating with the pressure and getting it right back again. Coming forwards again, and he's cutting into that left foot, and that's a good shot, and again just at Webster, but he certainly caught that one well there, the right winger for Desportiva. See the ball moving. Fortunately, it moved right into Webster's mass, who once again showed a safe pair of hands there. And the wind's picking up here at Randall's now, and very mercifully, after such a hot day, it is a cool night, and that wind is helping out with that. It was 90 degrees for the 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. kickoffs we saw, and yeah, they're trying to just dummy it out for Tomeo, but with red. And they have on that left side now, Desportiva fell kindly, and he's ridden past the tackle, and he's moving into the box. One option in the middle. Bangura recovering well. Clearing out for a throw-in. And with the Desportiva, he's looking to turn, falling back to the number 4. Played out wide, and he's going to have the early shot. Not well connected with that one, and it's gone out for a goal kick to Ukrainians. Out to their centre back. Bayoni getting close down and doing really well there to wriggle away from 2 defenders. Going back to Tomeo. Tomeo's looking in behind for Thuma. In cut out. Yeah. Maliniak. And he finds it. He's looking to find Proudzik. The pass cut out by Desportiva. Bayoni coming forward with it. Getting out to Tomeo. No, back to Bayoni. Skipper Maliniak looking to slip away Proudzik, who was offside. Some fireworks going on in the background. There's all that banging, and maybe you've seen some of that as well back home, as Desportiva coming then cut out by Moma, but not on the same wavelength, and it's back with the Ukrainians. was tossed back in. Looking inside, and took a bounce off, and Robbie Webster coming off something very quickly to gather that. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the game tonight. And if you're watching us on the YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We have got so much more exciting football coming to you in the next coming months. We've got the Long Island Rough Riders on Wednesday, facing off against none other than the Red Bulls under-23s. We've got the John Kilby Cup final next Sunday, as well as Cosmopolitan League playoffs. The list just goes on, and we really appreciate you tuning in, supporting these teams, and supporting the live stream. And Momar gives it out to Moyes. Moyes looked to drill that into Salazar's path. And Salazar's, sorry, that might still be Proudzik. And Desportiva playing a bit of Russian roulette with the ball in their back line. They got away with it that time. And Tomeo dealt with that situation. Momar giving it up to Petrovic, and that is a good ball out to Proudzik. And Proudzik has got Thuma in the middle. Gone out for a Ukraine throw. Probably have about 10 minutes left in this first half. Of course, we had that huge delay after Ukraine were given a penalty in the opening 10 minutes for a handball. Desportiva player was then sent off for dissent, and sounded like the manager of Desportiva was so unhappy with it, he was threatening to leave, which would have meant that the game would have to have been suspended, since it cannot be played without a coaching staff member from a team on the touchline. Luckily, I think he must have decided to stay. So the game was resumed, but after about a 15-minute delay. So we're running a bit behind schedule. But it's the Ukrainians in the driving seat right now, 1 goal ahead, and with the man-up advantage. And that's the good break out there for the Desportiva winger, and he just overran the touch, and Momar with a crunching tackle to stop the attack dead in its tracks is Petrovic. He's got clipped on his heels, gives it to Maliniak. And Bangor, the right fat back, adventuring forwards on that right side. A loose pass though inside. And in that tackle, because Moyes caught late, accidental, just in the follow through in the tackle, and Moyes got caught. Hopefully nothing more than just an impact injury, but he's still down the number 4. The referee is going to restart the play with a drop ball. Momar sending that one up long for Petrovic, and he's looking to get that flick on for Thuma. Goalkeeper giving out to the right back. Inside, pressing hard there, the Ukrainians. But looking for a little break here, the Desportiva. BAGHERI and Moyes holding up back attack well, and Bangura stepping up on it. And he got caught there Bangura late, and then Puma got caught, and that's a series of fouls. And Bangura got quite a clobbering there in the aftermath. Up on his feet now. BAGHERI got some options in the penalty area, and he hits up looking for one, and Maliniak has headed that backwards looking for Petrovic, and there's a lot of red shirts just standing in acres of space there, and not many Desportiva players around them, but the ball wouldn't fall down for one. And the referee going to call that goal kick back. The Ukrainian ran into the penalty area a little too quickly for his liking. And well done there by Pradzic, and it's sent in towards well, it's come out to Yaya on that left side, and Yaya's looking to whip that in, and the keeper got down low in that bottom corner. It wasn't quite the legs behind the shot. Just a few minutes left in this first half now. And Momar trying to bring that ball out. Still going, but run it out for a throw. BAGHERI. It's to Mayo. And Moyes, who has recovered after that knock he took. And he gives it to Mayo, who's seen a lot of the ball, the left back, so far in this game. Gives it to Yaya. BAGHERI and Maliniak, and the Ukrainians moving around, but Maliniak's pass wasn't up to snuff there. And there is the half-time whistle. Haas, that has been mired in controversy early on. A penalty given for a handball against Desportiva. That's then resulted in a player getting sent off for Desportiva for dissent. That is so incensed. The coach of Desportiva threatened to walk out of the game, as the sounds of it, which would have resulted in the match being suspended. Thankfully, he ended up deciding he would stick around, and after about 15-20 minutes, we were able to get back and going again. But Ukrainians a goal ahead and a man up at half-time. We're not totally home and dry. Desportiva have offered some threat on the break. But guys, we have just started June and just ended May, which means May Goal of the Month is happening right now. Let's have a look at our May Goal of the Month nominees right now. Pierre-Louis, and looking for the direct one to Sinas. Sinas has brought it down, he's got chances, Sinas on the volley, and what a hit by Sinas! He only needs one chance, that number 7, who expertly brought it down. And the rest is history. What a finish into the top corner. That's it with a nice spin. And that's it looking for Pirset, and Pirset take it down, and he's gone for the lob. And that one has gone in. An excellent finish by Pirset. That's it, sending it over the top. Perfectly weighted lob. There it is, to the far post, beautiful! What a goal, Charlotte! What a beautiful goal. We've got Ramirez just coming on there for the right back. Sent in towards the number 14 is Pio Di Pasquale! And what a hit by Pio Di Pasquale! And he looked like he barely broke a sweat there, the skipper. Just brought it down, and as cool as you like. By Ville. And Sean will break away. And he's pushing it towards the goal, cutting onto his left foot. What a run by Sean! Can he finish it? He can! What a solo goal by Sean! Left two Sousa defenders in his wake and absolutely buried it into the roof of the net. So technical, that trio in the Borgetto midfield. And it's a long shot by Martino! And he's fired it in the back post! What a strike! And the underdogs, Borgetto, score first blood! And guys, that's where our contenders for the main goal of the month. Some really spectacular goals there. And the voting closes for that tomorrow at 9 PM. You can go onto the Instagram, Game Frame Instagram account, find the IGTV video. Whichever goal gets the most likes or comments, or likes for comments, wins. And you can vote more than once. We are rated 0 out of 10 by the UN's democracy indicator, because you can literally ballot stuff all you want. You could vote 100 times in theory if you wanted. So head on to the IG guys and vote for your favorite goal of the month. And we've got some more entertainment for you here. It's almost, I have to say, it's almost rivals a goal of the month if you're a dog person. A very sweet little pooch. And I tell you, the amount of things you see at Randall's Island in a day is truly remarkable. And who knows, maybe we'll even see this young skipper come onto the field in the second half and knock a goal in. We've seen stranger things today, I think, it's fair to say. And it's always been my plan, if Game of Frame fails as a soccer live streaming company, we're going to live stream dogs, because these always seem to get good TV ratings. And guys, we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. And we are back, guys, for the second half. How you doing, mate? Yeah.
Showed up tonight.
Well done, mate. Yeah. You guys did. Yeah, no. For real. Tonight you did. Yeah, I catch that. That was the Manhattan. Shamrocks. All their players just finished their revelry after being crowned the Division 1 champions. As the second half gets underway here. You got the second half?
Yep.
That's a long searching ball up, looking for Pradzik. The wind blew quite a gust there and took it out of his path. And Bayoni, whose goal penalty separates the teams. That wasn't a good pass, and here comes Desportiva. And he's looking just at a burst of acceleration. He's still got it. Falls back to the number 33, who looks to dink it for the striker, but they weren't on the same wavelength at all there. That's gone out for a goal kick. Mayo gives it. That looks like right now looking back out, and Salazar has come on that left wing, I believe. Referee giving a free kick there. And Toliski also now leading that line for the Ukrainians. So a couple of changes at half-time for the Ukrainians. They're looking over the top there, route one, and they had to stay awake here, the Ukrainians. Just forced down to the byline. That was late there on the Desportiva player. It'll be a free kick for Desportiva. And that's sent in long, and Robbie Webster comes out and does well to gather that. Very aggressive there, the goalkeeper got into the Desportiva players' zones and snatched it right off of their head. Bayoni switching that out to Pradzik. And he's got Ben Bangura overlapping him. He gives it out to Bangura. He's tried to, but the pass wasn't well hit. They've got a little space here, the number 17, and he's going to hit it. And it's a couple of feet past the post. But he was afforded a little bit too much space there on the edge of the Ukrainian box. It looks like Desportiva may have snuck on an extra player in that second half. They had 11 on the field, and the referee sending off, so I guess you could call it a second sending off for Desportiva of sorts. That's very sneaky. Only got away with it for a couple of minutes though. And Tomeo gives it out to Salazar. And Tolicki, who scored in the reserve game, sets it back to Meliniak, who looked to find Pradzic, who found a lot of space on that right side. Ball intercepted. They have struggled a little bit to find that cutting edge, the Ukrainians. They've had plenty and plenty of possession of the ball. But they're probably going to want to get a couple more just to make it comfortable this win, especially with the man advantage. Pradzic giving it to Tolicki, and Pradzic brought down from behind. It'll be a free kick for Ukraine. Thuma, go back to Bangura. Tolicki. And Tolicki gives it into Pradzic. Pradzic tried to feed it back in his path, cleared out. And Moyes back to Webster. Momar bringing it out. Meliniak and Momar switches that across to Moyes, who had overrun it a little bit, got away with it. That pass was cut out. And Moyes had a little nick at one of the Desportiva players after the fact and got a yellow card for that. Cut out by Thuma, and Thuma surging through, the goalkeeper coming off his line. They're managing to deal with it in the end.
Thanks.
And Bangura. Give it to Pradzic. Number 16 cutting inside. They look to dink that forward. Salazar coming away with it. Gives it to Thuma. Salazar still going on the left, and Tolicki is looking for it behind. And he's got it to Tolicki on side, and Salazar trying to get on that right, still going. Just couldn't keep it under a spell. That's a good ball out to the left winger, or they would have just lost a little bit of speed at the crucial moment. And Bangura picked it up again. Bayoni. And Bangura looking in behind for Tolicki, and that was not a bad idea at all. Meliniak giving it back in to Bayoni. Salazar's going to chase that. He keeps it in. And that ball sent in by Tomeo. And Tolicki lets it drop for Pradzic. Cleared out again. And Desportiva have done well defending with their backs against the wall. But it's won right back again by the Ukrainians. And Thuma gives it to Meliniak. And Meliniak was looking to slip in Bayoni. Intercepted, and Desportiva will look for a reprieve here. The number 17 driving forward. He's got some speed. He's got number 33 on his left. Still going with it. Gives it out to the 33 in the end, but the pass was not good, and it's driven the 33 wide. Cuts it back on his right. And that's sent in towards the back post, and Meliniak will clear it out. Take it. Hey, take care, Patrick. Congratulations, guys. And Momar. I was just congratulating the Shamrocks coaching staff on their championship. They're just walking by, winning that Division 1 title tonight. Momar Giving it to Moyes. And Bangora. Gives it to Pradzik. Pradzik looking for the early ball in for Taliski. Tomeo gives it back to Salazar. And he's going to try and whip that in. Taliski just lost his footing as he was trying to cross it. And Salazar's going to strike that one, and that has hit the post and come off of the back of the goalkeeper, and he caught that one well, Salazar. And the second time Ukrainians have hit the woodwork today.
The ball was offside in the middle anyway.
Absolutely.
Is that right? We'll get some VAR for it later. That's going to be a corner, some more Manhattan. Sorry, Shamrocks even, not Manhattan, those guys are rivals. More Shamrocks celebrators finishing up. And that one's whipped in, headed out at their near post. Salazar looks to send that one back in, and the keeper will gather that one. Salazar really caught that shot well. And unlucky not to get himself a goal. And talking about spectacular goals, I'll tell you what, if you did not watch Sandzak's first team game, watch it back, because Messi Sekic scored an unbelievable free kick, probably 35 yards out, and just arrowed into the top corner out there. Here comes Pradzik, and he's gone in as his left foot, and he's grabbed the shot, Pradzik, and it's just past the post. He did everything right there, cut inside, creating himself the space to take the shot. Just the finish lacking the final quality, but good play there by Pradzik. Bangora brought that one down well. Moyes giving it into Bangora. Momar. We're 10 minutes into the second half with Ukraine still leading just by one goal. It's Bayoni's penalty. But Desportiva went down to 10 men in the aftermath of their protests against the penalty. And Maliniak looking to switch that to Pradzik, and Pradzik's got some space, but he's offside. Finished that well. I'm not happy with that decision, but according to the linesman, just strayed a little bit off. He was well found there by Maliniak, and he finished it well enough, Pradzik. Good step by Bayoni. And looking to find Maliniak just too far ahead of him. He's going to go out for a goal kick. Going to Thuma. Thuma has been very positive all day, scissoring and getting into the box, and the defender got the ball well there, and Thuma fell to his feet, but Mizi got back up, not trying to sell anything to win the penalty. The defender just did really well to recover, because Thuma went at him with a lot of positive pace. Alex Draper has come on for that's sent to the centre midfield. I think for sure for who, but here he is, Draper. Tomeo to Bayoni, Draper. And here comes Bangora. Looking in towards the back post, towards I think that's Salazar couldn't find him. I think it's Proudzik who's made way for Draper. And then Miliniak moved out to that right wing. Now looking in behind Desportiva, Moyes watched it well, fed it back to Webster in the goal, and he then got clipped off the ball from behind. Referee not blowing up anything, and Bayoni. To Thuma. Thuma gives it to Mayo. And what can he deliver? Looking for the big man Taliski, but it's behind him. And Tamayo tracked back well there, but his touch looked like he could have put Moyes in trouble for a second. But he dealt with it. And Moyes gives that into Draper. Angora back into Bayoni. And Bayoni just absolutely leathering that one out for the switch. Just went out for a throw in the end. Played into Thuma, who's got some space to turn there. Coming forwards with it. It gives out right to Miliniak. And Miliniak gives it back to Thuma. And Thuma hit that first time and caught it decently. Came off of a Ukrainian defender. Miliniak sending that back in and Salazar, the back post, got a head on it. And it came off of a grey shirt. It's going to be a Ukrainian corner. Sent in short to DRAPER. His first touch just bounced up, cleared out. Thuma. Lovely little feet there to get on his right foot. He's had a shot there! And that is just as the side netting. Thuma with a real moment of quality. A nice little bit of skill to get himself the half yard, and he caught it really well. It was a good 25 yards out. I'm not sure if the keeper had that covered. I'm relieved to see it go past the post.
Switch the field!
Coming forwards again, the Ukrainians, and he's running that tackle. Tamayo coming out with it. There's a nice little step over there by Thuma. And Toliski is looking in behind for Salazar, and Salazar is going to get onto that. Back to Draper. Just the shooting angle closed out from Bangora, the right back, who's a long way up. He's looking to get that behind, but the ball ran away from him. But Bangora industrially winning back, and Taliski has got half a yard here. Trying to cut it back on that right. Desportiva got it back quickly. There's Bangora again. Gives into Draper. He's looking for the 1-2, and Draper's still going with it, and he's flicked over the keeper, and it's gone just behind, but the referee has given another penalty. The keeper clattered into Draper, and he's apologising for that one. I think he knew immediately he was in the wrong, and it's the second penalty of the game against Desportiva. It looks like it will be skipper Adam Maliniak this time to take it. And can he double Ukraine's lead with a second spot kick? And it's saved by the keeper, and the keeper got down low, and it still bounced around, and he's got to the rebound there, and it just didn't have the legs to go over the line for Maliniak. Initial penalty, saved well by the keeper, and the rebound, he got his head on it before the keeper, but just couldn't get it, and it stays at 1-0. And Taliski, though, has had space to turn, and he sends in the back post, and Salazar tried to get on the end of that. And that goal would have really given Ukraine a very, very comfortable margin, with especially being against the 10 men. But penalty was saved, and Desportiva still in touching distance, so they can find themselves a good counter-attacking opportunity. They have threatened to once or twice. Draper giving that into Bayoni. Bangora. It's worked out to Maliniak. Gives it back to Taliski. And Salazar's moving in there, and just over hit for him. Salazar every time. Taliski's had that on the right side. He's looking for that back post ball. Hasn't found him yet. Thuma coming into the box though, and he's won the corner. And Salazar will whip that one in. Keeper opting to punch it. Draper covering that well and just shepherding it out for Ukraine throwing, and they've just penned in the 10 men into their half pretty much the entire game. Ukraine. Sent over the top. Momar doing well to bring that one out. Going to 1-2 with Boni, but one back by Desportiva. And that was a clattering tackle on both players. Well, they've come a little bit off worse for wear for that. Free kick's been given to Desportiva. And not in a bad position either. They're just stretching out his hamstring right now. They're cramped a little bit in that tackle. Four men in the, or sorry, three even, can't even count, 3 Ukrainians in the wall. And Desportiva pushed up a few men in case it's a cross. Let's see what he delivers. It's just making a change Desportiva. And it's shot in on goal and into the side netting. Webster comfortable enough just to let it run by. But it wasn't a bad hit at all. Looking in behind. Forced to Bangor though, and he clears out. And Thuma is looking to flick on for Taliski. And Taliski won that one, but came in behind the Desportiva player, and a free kick going to Desportiva. Cut out by Draper. Salazar bringing it out. Duma gives it back to big centre back Momar. Webster. Here's Bernie again. Bernie, the only goal in this game from the penalty spot. And Bangora going back into Bernie. They're sent out to Bangora again. Boys coming across, back with Bangora, who kept in, and Draper. Back to Momar. To Mayo. Giving it to Salazar. To Mayo's kept going forwards, and Salazar looking to feed it back into him, but well cut out by the Desportiva defender. So we move into the final 15 minutes of this game, and of Both these teams, Cosmopolitan Division 2 season. And Ukrainians sending Pradzik back on. And then looking in behind for Mliniak, and Mliniak couldn't quite get it, but it's fallen back to Salazar and just over the crossbar. And the missed chances are starting to stack up for the Ukrainians. They really should have a second at this point. That ball's drilled up to Mayo. He's looking for Salazar. He's going to find him. And that's someone sent over the top. Momar gives it back to Webster. Webster can just go for route one, and it's going to fall to Salazar. Who's looking back for Mliniak, but I'm not sure he's expecting that back here. He lost his footing to Mayo though. Switching it out to Pradzik. Pradzik. And that is a decent strike there by Thuma. And again, Thuma, second good long range effort he's had. Just a half a foot over the crossbar. But really caught it well. Just doing a quick change of balls. The other one they weren't happy with. That one's cleared out. Moyes gives it to Momar. Draper. Out to Bangura. Bangura gives it back in to Draper. Draper cuts it back to Bayoni. To Mayo. He's got a bit of space to drive into the left back, and he's going to have a shot, and that one once again just fizzes past the post, and there's another really good distance effort from the Ukrainians. And just shaving that post. Guys, while we have this quick lull, just want to again tell you a little bit about what the games are for next week. We're going to have the Long Island Rough Riders, their academy and then their first team, facing off against the Red Bulls on Wednesday, and then on Sunday, as a turn a shot by Mliniak, but that one he didn't quite catch. On Sunday, we're going to have the John Kilby Cup final between Borgetto and Manhattan Celtic at 8 p.m. We're also going to have more Rough Riders games. Game Frame is the home Long Island Rough Riders games for the whole summer, for all their USL 2 and UWS matches. But definitely tune in next week, guys. We've got a lot of high quality, exciting fixtures coming your way. Let's get into Thuma. Thuma is looking for Salazar. Pass was a little bit loose. Back with Draper. Sorry, that was to Merriman. Here is Draper. Into Bangura. And Bangura, that's a good ball out to Mliniak. Meliniak looking forward to Bangura. Who's come a long way forwards to the right back. He's on the other side, but he's digging it back in towards Meliniak. Going to fall first, Salazar. And shepherd it out for a goal kick. Well, not even a goal kick, just back into the goalkeeper's hands. And Momar, the centre-back, venturing forwards now. And he gives it out to Salazar. He's got Meliniak in the centre. Going back to Momar. And Momar trying to take on two defenders. Got around one. The second one got a hold of the ball, and it's going to be a corner kick for the Ukrainians. And that was whipped in towards the goal, and it did end up hitting the side netting. And Momar just signalling to the bench that he needs to have a substitute at the centre back. Always winning that one back, and Draper cut inside and got brought down. And I think that may actually be the gaffer, Francesco Ranieri, who's come on, the number 19. Bangora's moved into centre back alongside Moyes, and Draper in the right back, and Bayoni giving it to Ranieri in his first touch. Draper. Sent up long by the header one. Let's give it back to Ranieri. That would be a great way to end the season if they could get the gaffer on the score sheet. We're in the last 5 or so minutes of this 10 minutes of this game, and despite only having the man advantage for most of the match, it still remains a slim lead for the Ukrainians. Draper was looking for the cute pass in behind for Thuma, but he hadn't made the run. The number 4 fed back in, and that's loose, and Meliniak is going to try and get on the end of that. Defender got there quick enough to rescue the situation for Desportiva, and he slipped there, and Ranieri got a little bit body checked off the ball, and that was a nice turn away. Thuma into Meliniak. Meliniak didn't send it back for Thuma quite as he wanted. They go to Salazar, back to Tomeo, Ranieri, and Bayoni Just losing out there, but it's going to be another Ukrainian throw. Bernie gives it out to Draper. Thuma. To Draper, and Draper gives it back to Bayoni. And he's looking for Ranieri, who had ghosted forwards. Couldn't be found. And Proudzik doing well to win that one back. And winning a free kick for Ukraine.
Hey, you got me touch, you got me touch, you got me touch, you got me touch. Go alert, go alert. Not learning back, learning back, learning back.
And Bayoni, a bit of space to turn. And he's going to hit it, Bayoni, and he's caught that one well as well, but that was about a little bit wider than the last couple of long-range efforts. Well, they've had plenty of them in this second half, Ukrainians. And last 5 minutes for the Ukrainians in this season, with their 1-0 lead in the final game. Mayo, just amateur alert there. There's a Desportiva player trying to sneak in by, and he does well there and gives it back to Webster. But it's like just ran out before he made that pass to Mayo. Desportiva with a late chance, and looks like the goalkeeper is going to take his chances on this one. Every Desportiva player up except for one up in that area. Can they get themselves a late equaliser? Corners played short. And I have to say they've totally wasted that one, the Ukrainians. Sits back with the left back. Draper got a touch in it. And there, so number 14 trying to get it onto his right foot. Nice feet, and he's still going. Bangura got a block in. Ranieri. Just lost out there. It's back with Desportiva. Having a little burst of energy in the final few minutes. See if they can get it level. Ranieri gives it into Maliniak. Thuma. And he's fed that out to Mayo, who's moving up. He couldn't get past though. Back to Ranieri. Push and run through that centre midfield, given out to the left side. Back into the middle. And Thuma didn't want to risk a free kick. Draper gets it back though. Switch out to Salazar. Salazar doing well just to keep control of that ball. So in the last 2 minutes, Ranieri gives it to Draper. Moyes. He's looking from behind, but that ball's been intercepted, and Desportiva coming back. And it's sent in towards the back post. Ranieri drop back, clears it out. And Bayoni to Thuma. And there is the final whistle, and the Ukrainians winning on the last day. There's a BAGHERI penalty kick that separated the sides early on in the game. There was some controversy after that penalty kick, or after the penalty call before the kick could be taken, resulting in a Desportiva player being sent off for dissent, and the game being suspended for about 15-20 minutes. And it looked like the Desportiva coach may have left the facility, but in the end, the penalty was taken, the goal was scored, and the Ukrainians have run out 1-0 winners. And guys, that just about does it for our Super Sunday. And what a Sunday it has been. 8 games today. Across all over New York. We had youth games, we had some fantastic Cosmopolitan League games. A huge thank you to all the teams who brought us in. A huge thank you to Ukrainians for bringing us in for this game. And guys, have a look at the fixtures we've got coming up next week. That's just a couple of them. We've got plenty more coming for you. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and have a great rest of your Sunday night.